Hello and welcome everyone to Madhushala. So today we begin the very first episode of our wine series, Everything About Wine. Without wasting further time, let's get started. You all must have heard about wines, but what exactly is wine? How is wine made? And what are the different types of wines? So today, let's find the answers to these questions. Wine is an alcoholic beverage made from freshly harvested grapes. Yes, you heard it right. Freshly harvested grapes. The grapes has sugars which is utilized by yeast, which is a microorganism, converting it into alcohol and the yeast is naturally present on the grapes or can be added externally by the winemaker. In wineries, the fermentation is carried out in stainless steel tanks or oak barrels in a temperature controlled environment. The duration of fermentation and the temperature varies according to the type of wine being made. The wine profile is influenced by many factors such as the soil, the climate, the weather conditions, the location of the vineyard, temperature, etc. So there can be two different wine profile even for a same grape variety grown in the same wine region but in different vineyard. Ah, so you must be wondering, what about the wine styles? How are they classified? And how can you tell the difference between two wines? Hmm, don't worry. Let's find out the answers to these questions. There are broadly four categories to classify wine styles. The first is the color of wine, second, the style of wine, third is by its nature, and last, by its body. So let's look into each category in detail. Based on color, there are three types of wines: red wine, white wine, and rosé wine. By the way, it is not made from actual rose, but it's a French word for pink. Is made from black grapes. White wine is made from white grapes or even black grapes by separating the skin, which has all the color. Rosé wine, on the other hand, is made from black grapes with limited contact of grape skins so as to get only the pink color of the wine. The next category of classification is by wine styles, which include three types of wines: still wines, sparkling wines, and fortified wines. Still wines have no movement when poured in glass. They can have 8% to 14% alcohol by volume, that is ABV. The still wines can be named after region, example Bordeaux, Chianti, Burgundy, etc., or by the grape variety used, example Chardonnay, Shiraz, Sauvignon Blanc, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, etc. In sparkling wine, as the name suggests, there are bubbles of CO2 coming out. These wines are infused with CO2 naturally or artificially. The example of sparkling wines are Champagne from France, Prosecco from Italy, and Cava from Spain. The sparkling wine made in Champagne of France is called as champagne. The others have to be called as sparkling wines. The next type is fortified wines. These wines are made by addition of spirit to increase the alcoholic strength of wines. The wines can have 15% to 20 ABV, that is alcohol by volume. The examples of fortified wines are port from Portugal and sherry, that is from Spain. Based on nature sugar content, there are three types of wines: dry wines, medium wines, and sweet wines. Dry wines means there is no sugar in it. The yeast consumed all the sugars and converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Most wines out there are dry, including the whites and rosés. In medium wines, the yeast is allowed to convert only a part of total sugars and leaving behind some sugars in final wine. Moscato d'Asti from Italy is a good example of medium wine. Sweet wine, as the name suggests, are made from partially or fully racinated grapes. The wines are thick due to high sugars and are enjoyed as desserts. Sauternes from France, Tokaji from Hungary, and some Rieslings from Germany are good examples of sweet wines. And finally, based on the body of wine, there are light bodied wines, medium bodied wines, and full bodied wines. The light bodied wines are easy to drink, they are watery and light, yet have a good sense to be enjoyed. Medium bodied wines have more texture on the palate. Their presence can be felt on the palate even after they have left the palate, just like a fruit juice. Heavy or full bodied wines are more powerful with heavy extraction. They are dense with heavy influence of oak and displays its weight on the palate for a long time. So that's it for today, friends. I hope you must have enjoyed the first episode of the wine series. Please like and share the video and don't forget to subscribe the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comment section below. Stay tuned for the next episode of the series. Until then, bye.